Alright, welcome back again. Cooking with Dr. James here. So, today we're actually going to be doing a budget special. And with this, we're going to be making focaccia for under $2 a person. So, and like I said, I'll do the totals in the, in the video description. So, don't worry, I'm not bullshitting you. So, with this, first thing we're going to need to do is I'm going to get the dough for the focaccia ready. So angle down, and as you know, I have my SD card, so I am filming this in the highest definition I can. And at least a good frame rate and bit rate, not the max, because I don't know how long that's gonna. I don't know how long I can record, even on what am I at, 58 gigs or so. So I'm gonna do right here about half a cup of flour, and with that, it's all right if we end up needing to add more. But then the next thing I'm adding, I'm gonna be adding a little bit of baking powder. So you probably want in the neighborhood, for this, probably in the neighborhood of about a tablespoon or so. It really depends on how much you want it to rise, how much floof you want in it. Okay, so let's already get that mixed up there. Then I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Just a little bit, not too much. Get that back over there. Mixing this up some more. And I'm just going to, at this point, add a little bit of onion powder as well. Just a little dash, nothing big. Then what I am going to add here is a little bit of milk. Instead of water, I'm going to be using milk for this. It's really, what your preference is. Okay, so I'm mixing this up. It's getting thicker. Okay. Immediately looking at this, I could probably go ahead and add about another, because I want a good old decent sized focaccia. I won't go a full half cup this time. I'm going to add about half of that, so about a quarter, so about 3/4 cup of flour. So I'm mixing this, and we're getting good. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more, just a dash more milk. Okay, so we're good with that, but here's what I'm going to do. Here's my surprise right here. If you remember earlier this week, I dealt with some stew that dealt with parsley, and the parsley's still good, thankfully. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have some fun right here. I know that typically it might be basil or oregano or whatever sort of plant, but I'm just going to add a little bit of, not too much, I'm just going to add a little bit of parsley to the dough right here as I'm mixing it up. I'm really looking at this. Okay, I'm looking at this, and I can definitely do a lot better as far as how much flour we have. I'm adding another 1/4 cup, so we're about a cup of flour. I mean, it's always kind of, fortunately when you're doing this sort of thing, you're mixing it up, you can just kind of wing it. So with that, this needs a little bit more milk to quench that flour thirst. Okay, so we're at about a cup of flour, just so you know. So here, so at this point, I'm going to mix it up a little. I mean, one would knead it, and I'm just going to knead it a little bit, not too much. And to do this, I'm just going to get a little bit of flour on my hand so that I don't have straight up caked wet dough hands, because that is the absolute worst. At least as far as kitchen feelings go. So with this, I'm just going to roll this up a little bit. And the great thing with focaccia is you can kind of just add whatever toppings you want. The key is there's going to be some bread, there's going to be some vegetables. I'm going to be doing tomato. It's going to be very simple. Tomato, cheese. I'm going to be making a garlic butter sauce to go along with it. Oh, see, even with that dough, cake hands, the worst. Seriously. Let's see if I can just get a little more dough on these hands. And also the other great thing about having the dough on your hands is that if your dough is a little too moist, like I have going on here, the additional dough will help settle it down. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh yeah, you don't want to work it too much. I'm probably good right there, so just leave it as a little ball in there. And then, sorry, I'm going to wash my hands here. One moment. Because seriously, that dough hand is so bad. It is the wet socks and wet underwear of cooking, in my opinion. Like seriously, let me handle raw chicken, you know, for a while before I have to deal with this for more than like 30 seconds. Okay, so the thing with this is we're going to want to let this sit for about 10 minutes, and as we're, sorry, I'm moving things around here, as we're going to let it sit, I'm actually going to be setting the oven here to, and this is just realize that the higher the temperature, the less time you need. So I'm going to set this for a 400 bake temp. So we'll let that heat up, and I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to be covering this for about 10 minutes. So then in 10 minutes, I'll be back to flatten it out and get some of the ingredients on it, okay? So, be right back.
11 minutes later.
Back, and we're at right around the 10-minute mark for letting the dough sit. But before we get the dough out on the baking sheet, a few things I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to get some tomatoes ready, or a tomato ready. So right here I got a Roma potato that I ended up washing. Obviously wash your vegetables if possible. Oop, no, that's a squirter. Okay, there we go. So then you're going to want to cut this into, I mean, not super thin because that's just hard to deal with, but not super thick because you want to have coverage pieces, because this is, okay, so with focaccia bread, this is basically what replaces your sauce. It's going to be this. So, although not the prettiest cut, and obviously watch your fingers, I'm being careful, okay? I'm watching myself. So, this little bit here. Okay, next thing we're going to want to do, and just look at the back there. What we're going to do is we're going to get some garlic. I'm sorry. Jeez, we're going to get some garlic butter going. Okay, so this is real quickly. Boom, some butter, some thinly sliced, or you can take a cheese grater to it, whatever your preference is. You probably don't need more than probably no more than a tablespoon's worth of butter. That's about what I got going on right there. And as that's getting all melty, I'm going to get a little bit of garlic in it. Oh yeah. Some minced garlic and a bunch of, not just some, a good chunk of minced garlic. I love garlic. Okay, so yeah, get the onion powder put away. So next, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna focus on getting the dough ready. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, two things. First off, non-stick spray. So Pam or whatever you use, boom. Then what you're gonna want to do is I'm gonna get a little, just a little bit. You don't need much. Don't need much. Just a little bit of that flour on both hands. Get them both there. And you're gonna grab this guy, and you're once again gonna kind of roll them up just a little bit. And you can use a roller, and I'll do that when I'm making like pizza. This though, I always feel that focaccia always just seems more messy, more organic than pizza. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it out. Good amount. And whatever shape, I mean, just, if you want to do something funky, screw it, I'm not your supervisor. I'm going to do something kind of squarish, roundish, something like that. Okay, so give me a moment here. Let me work on this butter. And let me actually get this butter that was on like a 4 out of 10. Let me get it on like a 6 out of 10 right there. Okay, so. And let me actually, one moment here. I'm going to wash my hands and I'm going to zoom in. And I can zoom in with good quality now, thanks to my ability to actually record video in, you know, halfway decent, or beyond halfway decent, and actually good definition. Okay, so let me just dry my hands here. Okay, so then let's get this zoomed in a little bit. Come on. Oh yeah, right there. And also, just careful with the garlic butter. You hear that sizzling. You want it sizzling just for a little bit, not for long, because the moment the garlic gets overcooked, you're screwed. And just so you know, my intent is not to even get any of the garlic onto this. It's to get the butter that's been, maybe a little bit of the garlic's probably going to get on this, but the key is the butter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now start placing the tomato. And yeah, is it going to cover everything? No. Do it though. I could probably get that. I'm going to carefully off camera slice this. It's a little bit better. No, come on. Being careful here, because no sense in losing fingers or parts of fingers over, especially trying to get an extra slice of tomato. Okay, there we go. Not the prettiest result, but it'll work. Yeah. So we got some tomato all up in there. Now the next thing, I wash my hands. This next thing I'm going to want to do is to get a little bit of this butter. Remember, obviously, am I going to prevent all the garlic from getting in? No. The key is to focus on getting the butter in, though. So just somewhat carefully. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you a method here. I got this guy right here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this guy. He's going to be our friend right now. This guy I can pick up. Actually, I'm going to be picking up a little bit of the solids, but oh, he gets a nice little saturation of all of the butter right there. Oh yeah. So the best thing is even I can kind of just flick some of the more liquid stuff back up on here, and then just kind of move it around. Okay. Yeah, this thing right here, great for any sort of barbecue sauce, butter, whatever it might be. Oh, great. I mean, I'll even use it when I'm making a pizza and spread in the tomato sauce. Oh, yeah, use this. Okay, so we have a nice good coating of garlic butter here. That's good for right now. So now the final thing we need to add is I'm going to be adding some cheese, and this is a pizza blend. I'm copying out here. Part of this is also the budget challenge, so trying to buy a bunch of different block cheeses and grating them yourself is going to cost you a bit more. So this is from HEB, the Texas regional grocery store chain. And then this is, what is it, mozzarella, provolone, and Swiss. That's their blend here. Obviously, whatever sort of cheese. I mean, you probably want something like provolone, Swiss, Asiago. Parmesan, something like that. So then get a nice little coating. You don't want to go like super thick like an extra cheese pizza here. Just a good coating. And that's what we have right here. That's good. That's good. Alrighty. So, let me get my hands just washed just a little bit. So now we're going to want this bugger in for at least 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm setting the timer here, 20 minutes. So that, I'm going to put it in the oven, and I'll let you know how long it takes. I'll come back once it's ready, so I'll see you then.
20 minutes later.
So we're back. It was 20 minutes in the oven at 400 degrees. So and this has been cooling off for a few minutes here, so I'm going to get to cutting it using a little pizza cutter here. Okay. And I'm just going to try this first piece here on camera. I think I'm going to enjoy the rest off camera. So let's see here. Let me get a plate. Carefully grabbing it. Make sure not to grab the metal underneath. Oh, didn't get that cut all the way. Come on. Work with me. There we go. Okay, so, still a little steam coming off. It's still a little piping hot. So, here we go. And look at this guy. That's my Focaccia bread. Okay, so it's probably going to be a little on the temperature hot side. So let's see here. More crusty side of the piece. That's good. Heart of the middle. Yeah. So it's still a moist, fluffy bread. Get that good parsley in the bread itself, but in no way burnt. The parsley is good. Cheese not burnt, just that. I like that. There's a little bit of brown going on there. And then, yeah, the tomato, all good. Got maybe a little too temperature hot. So, yeah, so we're talking this thing right here. Okay, this is a quick breakdown on the price. I'll give you a quick breakdown. As far as the flour, we're talking maybe a quarter, like 25 cents worth of flour. Tomato was 12 cents. The amount of garlic I used was maybe a dime. Amount of butter, trying to think here real quickly, about 10 cents. And then onion powder, like a few cents. Parsley, maybe a dime. So let's add it all up. And cheese, that's actually probably the expensive one. Probably about, not quite 50 cents. Let's round it up, 50 cents worth of cheese. So 50 cents worth of cheese. Okay, 25 cents worth of flour. Okay, then let's see here, 12 cents worth of tomato. You know, maybe, you add it all up, okay? I'll put the calculation bottom. I'm more interested in eating than doing math right now, so screw it. Let's know it's under $2 for this. And this is, okay, so my grade here. So I definitely got it at a decent price, okay, as far as making this, so that's good. The actual taste, the taste itself, it's good. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, I'll admit. It's probably like a B grade, but the concept also a B grade. I mean, Focaccia is meant to be kind of a simpler, do what you want with it, kind of an open palate, sort of dish, so. Oh yeah. So, yeah, with that, I'll try to figure out what to do next. I'm tempted to do a buffalo shrimp mac and cheese. I'm kind of afraid though, because I think that's either going to be like a home run or that's just going to be god awful. A buffalo shrimp mac and cheese. So I'll have to think about it. Otherwise, I'll post the next video hopefully within the next few days, at least within the next week. All right, take care.